brush and a razor up at my house, maybe a second bathrobe up at Lee's, a second bottle of that strange aftershave. Is that a problem?
What's wrong with my aftershave?
Nothing, nothing. I love it, but it is a little strange. But don't panic. I mean, I'm not asking you to change it. Well, that's it, isn't it? That's it. It's changed. You don't want to look into your drawer and find Lee's lingerie where your old mothballs used to be.
Will you stop telling me what I'm thinking and let me try to explain?
Sorry, I felt rejected.
I noticed. I don't know what I felt. You started to tell me before I found out. Now, look, Lee, I loved you. I loved spending nights with you here or uptown. And in many ways, I'm different than I used to be.
Before Mary, but.
Yeah, but. Well, I have a thing about privacy. About my own space.
Oh. I see.
No, you don't. Now, I suppose you've always had your own room.
You don't mind if I don't apologize for that?
Will you please just try to listen?
Okay, sure.
Well, I'm sure that all has to do with my growing up at the Good Shepherd. I mean, 10 beds to a room. Anything that might be yours stashed in a footlocker. No place to be alone. Ever.
Okay, that's understandable. Forget it.
Wait a minute, just like that?
Yeah, sure. No, look, really, I can understand why an experience like that might make you sensitive about your drawer space. No, really, just, it isn't important, and I already thought of another solution anyway.
Yeah? What's that?
I'll just keep a bag packed. I will fill it full of life's necessities, and then, whenever you and I are going to go out together, I will sling it over my shoulder.
I hurt your feelings.
No, you didn't really. But I really have to go.
Why?
Because now I'm into your work time, and because I actually do have things of my own to get done. And it's absolutely gorgeous out there now. Oh. So, I'll see you tonight?
Tonight.
The RIMSA meeting? Riverside Medical Services Association. Frank is speaking. You are covering?
Yeah, right. I would have remembered.
Well, I should hope so. You do want me there?
Lee, I want you there. I want you here. Wherever, whenever we can manage it.
Okay. I'm sorry I crowded you, and I really do understand.
I hope so.
My calculator. So why do I spend maybe...
Hi. Kevin said you wanted to see me?
Yes, I did.
Maeve, I would have been here a lot sooner, but I went marketing and I got everything that you wanted.
Thank you, dear. I know that you're trying to be helpful.
See, Maeve, that's exactly why I went to see Charlotte. I didn't want to believe her. I really didn't want to believe her, but I had to. And I felt so bad telling you all those things, but that's exactly the way I felt. You understand, don't you?
Yes, I do to some extent. That's why I wanted to talk to you before Patrick or Siobhan got here.
We having a family conference?
Well, you might say that. John, of course, is too busy downstairs, and Francis is off taking care of some of his problems, but...
Oh, good. Well, I'm so happy that you included me. See, none of this would have happened if Frank had told us in the
All
first
right, Dee, just stop that. Francis has told us everything that he can tell us.
Oh, Maeve, just don't yell at me, okay? See, you didn't see her.
I have seen her.
Okay, then you know.
Yes, I know that Charlotte Greer is evil. And I can understand, to some extent, you're being influenced by her. But what I will not tolerate is you dividing this family any further. No matter what you think, if you have reservations, I want you to set them aside. I don't want you to help this woman. She means harm to all of us.
Here, Mom. So, what's the conference about?
It's to remind all of us who we are and what we are.
Like we aren't people who doubt each other, which is what my questioning Frank looks like.
That's part of it. I'm aware that since all this happened, you all have been, in your own way, trying to help.
Yeah, my biggest frustration has been not being able to do anything. With all the department facilities to use, I continue to come up with nothing.
Well, then, Siobhan, that should give you some notion what Francis has to contend with. I myself, until I saw this woman face to face last night, did not realize how formidable she is.
But why? That's the question. Why would she be after it?
Patrick, why is simply not an issue anymore. We just know that your brother is up against something that we cannot understand. It's ugly and it's malignant. Think for a moment what this woman has been able to accomplish with this family. When all we have to offer Francis is our faith and our support, have we been doing that? No. And that's what I want you all to do. Of course, I believe in my heart that Francis has done nothing wrong. I hope you all can believe it and support him and stand by him.
I wonder what Charlotte's going to do next.
I have no idea. But what I do have a very strong feeling that we as a family must gather our strength and our courage. I tell you that I have never been as frightened.
Sorry if I contributed to that.
I wonder if there's anything specific we could do.
I'd like to poison her.
Well, I think you've helped enough, Dee.
That meeting tonight and Frank's speech is critical. The party's going to be looking for answers.
Frank has some.
Well, whether he does or he doesn't, I want this family to be united to support him. Now, I expect that from all of you.
What in the name? Mary?
Surprise.
Oh, you damn right it's a surprise. Where'd this thing come from?
I found it under a toadstool.
Ah, I see. Uh-huh. Two more questions.
Yes.
How'd you get it up here?
Bob and Clem Moultrie helped me with it.
Uh-huh. And how do you propose to get it out?
Well, I don't, actually.
Oh?
Because, if you recall, I needed drawer space, and when you wouldn't rearrange your things, we agreed I'd get myself something.
And if you recall, I said I made most of the storage space in this place and that I'd build something for you two.
I didn't want you to have to bother.
Yeah, very considerate of you, Mary.
But it's true, honey. Oh, it seems so simple. It's exactly what I need. It was free, and I had friends to help me get it up the stairs. What is the problem?
Basically, the problem is I was not consulted.
But you said it
Where
was...
did you say it came from? Well, now, this time, I was consulted. Lady wants a drawer. One lousy drawer. Sure. Then the drawer becomes a chest of drawers, and then,
It is really important to keep this in perspective.
Yeah, well, from any perspective, it's an eyesore.
Oh, it is not. It's a perfectly conventional bureau, and that's not what I'm talking about anyway. Jack, you're so used to living alone in this place, with everything arranged just the way you want it, that you have no idea in the world of what it means to share. And, honey, I don't know how we're going to be married and not share.
Well, I'm trying to share, but sharing is not moving in some monstrosity without consulting your partner.
Jack, you wouldn't share your dresser space with my things. Apparently, you're not willing to share floor room with my chest. Let me tell you, it makes me a little bit nervous about breathing your air.
Sarcasm is counterproductive.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Look, in my flawed opinion, there are any number of things which society expects of us which are not
particularly natural to the human condition. Now, monogamy is one, sharing is another. Now, when you combine monogamy with the situation in which a person has to share all the things that are most personal and important to him, what do you got?
Trouble?
Marriage. I'm trying.
I know you are.
I guess I just...
Who the hell said anything about marriage?
Right. Well, you can expect a strong statement with facts and figures on why the medical services should be improved in the whole district. No, sir, we have nothing more to add on that besides what's already been said. If there is anything that does come up, I'm sure Mr. Ryan will address the question himself. Yeah. All right, I'll see you there. All right. You might as well forget about the medical survey. All the press cares about is Charlotte Greer. The witch is killing us.
Now, look at it this way, Bobby. We're getting 10 times the press coverage for one run-of-the-mill speech.
Yeah. Everyone's going to be there to cover it, too, and they're going to want some kind of proof that she's a fraud.
I know that. So do the investigators.
I just wish we had some time, Frank. I mean, if the nomination was in, if it was solid, they'd back you up all the way, they could prove that she was lying. You could waltz into office on a sympathy vote. Right now, we're at the end of the line, kid. Sofsky wasn't kidding. Tonight's it.
You hear something new?
Yeah, I had breakfast with Monahan and him this morning. They're going to be there tonight, along with 6 other party top dogs. They're going to want more from you than just a disclaimer.
Or else I'm out, huh?
That's right.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much what he told me a couple of days ago. But I'm not quitting, and neither should you. All right, Bobby, this Charlotte Greer, she's a terror. Right. But she's also a liar. We know it. And with any luck, this investigation is going to prove it.
Yeah, by 8 o'clock.
All right, it's going to be close. We still got a chance, and Bobby, we can't... We cannot let her win.
On Ryan's home, Charlotte reappears.
Miss Greer...
Mrs. Ryan, I still prefer to use my married name.
All right, that's it.
What is the truth for Frank Ryan? Ryan's hope.
Don't worry, it'll be short and sweet. You'll be able to make your deadline.
Jim's talking about this Charlotte Greer business. But can you prove she's lying?
All in good time. All in good time, boys. In other words... Listen, gentlemen, excuse me, but my parents know anything I know. You can trust them. Thank you. Excuse me.
Gentlemen. This is a medical meeting, right? Frank's topic is medical services.
Now, what can we tell you about the medical services available in this community? Well, as a matter of fact, a great deal.
Well, to tell you the truth, we've never had a turnout like this. Lots of new faces.
Yeah, the association usually sits at a table that's comfortable for 4.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Bill.
Frank, how are you? Excuse me. Hello, Joe. Good to see you.
Hi, Bill.
That's the man that they're worried about?
Siobhan says he can withdraw Frank's nomination.
Well, Bill, we've got good news and bad news and about 4 or 5 reporters reading my lips, so I'll be quick about this. I got the investigation report about 20 minutes ago. It proves that my signature was forged on every single document that Charlotte Greer handed out.
Oh, Frank, that's great. That's wonderful. All right, look, Joe will be along in a minute. I'll put him on the phone down to party.
Bill, I also said there was bad news. We cannot involve Joe yet.
Joe, here. Hi, how are you? You know, I ran into your 2 kids the other day, Anthony and Leela, right? Boy, those 2 are the most beautiful, charming kids I've ever met in my life.
Oh, thanks a lot. I think they're real wonderful. Anthony is amazing. I mean, he's 8 years old. He's giving me financial advice. Can you believe
kidding.
that? Oh.
You don't mean it, Frank.
I'm afraid I do mean it. That report was done strictly as a personal favor. It's off the record. I can't even mention it without permission.
You've got to, Frank. Tonight is it.
Okay, tomorrow. We'll have permission tomorrow, I promise. We'll also have a report from a forgery expert, possibly both.
Bill, give us a day, a half a day.
Look, if this meeting gets out of hand, and it very likely could, if the wrong people take over...
They won't. Look, Seneca's here. Let me get this started, okay?
All right, honey, I'll see you later.
What in the hell is she doing here?
with me right now. Do you like it or do you hate it? Now, you must tell me everything that's on your mind because I have 5 other outfits I can try, or have tried. Does this look like a RIMSA meeting? Great. RIMSA meeting, sure. It looks wonderful on you. Really? Yeah, I love it. What's a RIMSA meeting? Oh, Riverside Medical Services Association. Good, Lee. Good, good. You know where you're going tonight. I don't want to look blah. No, no, you're not blah. You think it's too much? No, it's not too much. I don't mean to sound dumb or anything, but do you think Pat will like it? Pat will like it. Pat will go wild for it. If he has any sense at all. Just stop worrying. The man is in love with you. I want him to be more in love with me. I want it to go so deep that... That what?
May I ask you something?
Hmm?
What are you doing in that robe? Using that hairbrush? And we're supposed to be leaving in about 2 minutes.
Well, that's easy. Number 1, I'm in the road because I'm dressed, except for my dress. And number 2, I have to fiddle with this hairbrush because I left my good hairbrush at Jack's.
Gosh, you're lucky. You get to leave some of his things in his apartment. He's got some of his stuff here.
Yeah, I think he left a pencil.
I'm being serious, Lee. Pat and I don't do things like that. Do you ever think about marrying Jack?
Good grief. Look, he's a wonderful man, and I love him, but he's so private and he's so complicated, and he feels invaded very easily, and then he gets remote, and... I mean, I understand it, but that doesn't mean I want to live with it. And frankly, I'd be shocked if he even asked me.
Gosh, I do envy the way you two can quarrel, though, and make up. I don't think I understand Pat very well at all. He doesn't tell me his problems. And I know he has them, but he just doesn't want to share them with me yet. Jack tells you things, though, doesn't he?
About himself? No. No, he doesn't really, not very much. I mean, every now and then we make a connection. I sang a lullaby that reminded him of his mother, and he told me about his parents dying and about growing up at the orphanage, but normally we don't get that profound. We argue about who gets to eat the cold pasta for breakfast. And we both love puccini, but I'd hardly call that heavy sharing.
Oh, yes, it is. It goes deep. Lots of layers.
Well, you and Pat will have that.
I hope so. Oh, well, maybe the next few days should help.
Oh?
Yeah, after the meeting, once again, we're going to try to go to the country. To one of the cottages where there's a trout hatchery and beautiful woods. And for the first time, I'm going to have them all to myself. Who knows? Anything can happen, right? I may even hook myself a husband.
Hook yourself a nice fat trout. You can always get a husband. I better get some clothes on, huh? Come in.
Dr. Ryan's downstairs waiting.
Tell him we'll be down in 2 shakes. Don't be nervous. You look wonderful. Pat will flip out.
Thanks. I don't know why. This feels like it's going to be the most important night in my life.
Hello, Ray.
Welcome. You look, well?
You too. Appalled, but well.
Excuse me. Ow! Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you all right? That's good. I have 2 very nice things to tell you. A dozen supporters called the office to wish you well, and I almost crippled Mrs. Woodard. What is she up to now?
I think I'll go find out. Talk to her friend.
Oh, she has a friend.
What's Ray up to?
I haven't a clue.
Try trouble.
Well, maybe not.
Oh, Roger, tonight is crucial for Frank.
You want me to spy again?
Yeah. Do it for yourself. Why? You head up a good-sized group. I'm glad I finally made a meeting.
Tell me, is there any special reason you came?
Of course. I'm on the board of Riverside Clinic.
Jim Daly from the press.
I kissed you, but you didn't kiss me.
Yeah.
Now, why does that make me think of Judas?
Pardon?
Jillian said you questioned me.
Jillian doesn't send me anywhere. Morbid curiosity does. Are you here to raise Frank? If so, I'd like to find a safe spot.
Such a gifted liar. No wonder I love you. Look, you tell your sister that I just thought that the secret wife might show up, and I couldn't bear to miss it fun. I got to find myself a ringside seat.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to begin. Would you please take your seats?
Where's Patrick, anyway?
He'll be here, John. Oh, I don't know when I've been this nervous.
You were terrific. Just keep doing the same thing.
Yes. Well, I hope the evening goes smoothly. That woman, I'm afraid, what she's going to... Jack.
Now, that's Frank Ryan. Now, anything he says or does, we want on tape.
Okay, let's set up over there.
Okay. Thought you'd never get here.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, well, we're starting late today.
Tell me you just got here an hour ago.
Want me to lie to you? I just walked in. You meet me after?
Sure. Hello.
Everything okay?
So far, no surprises except for Ray Wood, but she at least is a known quantity.
Compared to some, any sign of Charlotte?
Nope, not so far. And I'll tell you something, Jack. There better not be any signs of her because I'm very high on energy, but I'm very low on patience. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm leading the cheering section over there. Just wanted you to know. May I have your attention, please? I'd like to call the meeting to order now.
I think that's my cue.
Good luck. I love you.
Don't stop.
Thank you. I'm Seneca Bolak, president of Riverside Medical Services Association, and I would like to welcome you to our quarterly meeting. Well, it's good to see so many members and guests. I think that we'll all take home new ideas and information after listening to our featured speaker of the evening. It's my pleasure to introduce a man who was born and raised right here in Riverside, and he's been very helpful to our medical services program. You all know Frank Ryan. Now, Frank has offered to open the floor to any and all questions after he's finished speaking. Frank?
Thank you, Senator. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here tonight. I just want to say how grateful I am to have this opportunity to speak and talk with medical professionals here in Riverside serving this community. You know, when I was a kid growing up in this neighborhood, there were very few people like the people gathered in this room tonight. I mean, they were few and far between. Yes, the hospital was here, and it was an excellent hospital, but it was remote. There was no neighborhood involvement whatsoever. Well, today all that has changed. Today we have a community liaison office. We have outreach programs which few places in this or any other city can match. And I don't say that lightly because I have traveled across this country to most of the major cities.
Unfortunately.
What? Oh, no, not like that. And I have taken the time to tour the hospitals in those cities. And I have found that few of them...
some of us would have been far better off if you had never left home.
Miss Greer...
Mrs. Ryan, I still prefer to use my married name.
Miss Greer, you are neither an invited guest nor a member of this group, and I suggest you leave immediately.
That's a good idea.
I think the good people in this room are going to be voting very soon, and I think they should know the type of man you really are.
I am the type of man that prosecutes con artists, as my attorney has warned you. Now, please, let's not waste any more of these good people's time.
Well, tell me, sir,
That's right.
are you going to give me back my money before you haul me off to jail?
Miss Greer, you are a fraud. And I have proof that the signatures you presented as mine are nothing but forgeries. Now, don't make any more trouble tonight because you'll be facing a grand jury soon enough.
Ha! All right.
then we'll let that same jury tell the truth. And they will tell the voters here that you divorced me, that you swindled me.
Oh, by God, I never did anything of the kind.
Liar!
All right, that's it.
Okay. Frank, wait a minute. Hold it, Frank.
Wait a minute. You're not leaving here. Those people inside want to talk to you, and so do I.
Quiet, please. Ladies and gentlemen, please sit down.
Just for a moment.
Would you please sit down?
We would appreciate your sitting down just for a moment.
Thank you.
Now, I think we all understand what is happening here tonight. It's called character assassination. Unfortunately, you all, the public, voters, are the victims. Now,
I am not going to let you break me in public.
You are
I'll be damned if I'll
Now,
do
you
that,
are a
Frank
fraud,
Ryan.
lady, and you're going to admit it, and then you can go home.
The only thing that I am guilty of is loving you and marrying you. Now get me out of here.
Oh, no, you don't. No, you don't. Now, hold it just a minute. We're going to settle this right now. Frank. Stay here and prove your lie. I'm going to see you in prison, Miss Greer. I'm going to put you there personally. You're not going to get away with it. I mean it.
Let her go, will you?
Mr. Ryan, would you tell our audience? I'll tell them all right. Now, I don't know what this woman is doing and why she's so hell-bent on killing my nomination. But I swear to you, if it takes the rest of my life, I'm going to find out. And I swear to you and anybody who's watching me right now that I never married Miss Greer, I never divorced her, I never even hurted a woman. And Jack...
Frank, no, thank you, Mr. Ryan. There's no sense going back in there. Now, Jill's got everything under control.
We have to talk. We have to talk.
worry, curiosity. And if you're anything like me,
Patty, you tell the folks we'll be back at the house. Yeah. Bobby, have Joe give my excuses and meet us back as quick as you can.
All right. Take it easy, man. We're with you. We're all with you, okay?
Thanks, Bobby.
You know, that goes for me, too, now. I'll stay in touch with the studio. I want to get that stuff edited on the air as quickly as I can. It could do some good.
That might do some good if I'm not already dead at this point.
You do what you can, Jack.
I was just coming to find you.
Yeah, if you tell me you want to stay with your story tonight, that's fine. Call me later.
I will. It was a blockbuster, wasn't it?
She's scared.
Don't rush off.
How bad did she hurt you?
Walk me to the van, huh?
Well, kiddo, you really handled that pretty smooth. I don't think anybody left angry.
yeah, nobody except Monahan and us.
Yeah.
Well, we better go get Frank.
Is it okay if I ride with you? Faith's going to get Siobhan the
no
folks
problem,
right.
Pat.
Okay.
I'll see you there.
Hey, thanks. I'll see you at home, okay?
I'll be there. I know this is hard on you, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'll see you.
Okay. Come on, you need Ryan?
See you later, yeah.
Oh, I hated that woman. I almost ran out to get away from her.
Look, do you think you could go home with Lee? I'm afraid the country's out. I'm sorry.
Oh, Pat. No, you have to come. It's awful about Frank, but there's nothing you can do.
No, I can be here, Amanda, and that's important.
As important as you getting your rest? As important as us spending some time together?
Every bit is important, or more so. Look, they're waiting for
Let them
me, so...
wait. Don't I matter to you at all?
Of course you do, but my brother happens to need me right now. Never mind. I'll call you, okay?
Don't bother.
Well, I was hoping for some fireworks, but we've had the whole 4th of July. Wonder if Frank's going to be able to pull this one out of the fire.
Frank, you don't have to prove anything to us. We know you're innocent.
By next week, that investigative report should have you 100% in the clear.
Yeah, but
Nothing. Frank, you'll do it all. You'll get the nomination. You'll get this woman indicted.
Frank, look, right now you're dead in the water as far as this nomination is concerned. Now, we've got to have a sure winner.
Yeah.
No! That's crazy!
No, it's true. The party cannot risk losing a congressional seat.
But why give up now? We know she's lying.
Who knows? You didn't know yesterday. That's the situation here. That's what we're dealing with. I'm still in doubt, Patrick. I'm no longer a sure winner.
You sound like you want to quit.
You think so? You think I want to walk away?
If you don't want to, then why don't you fight?
What the hell do you think I've been doing?
Okay, then fight some more. Why don't you keep going,
Listen,
huh?
you weren't there all the time.
Give it up.
Not another word.
Patrick, come on. Come on. Please. Come on.
Go on.
Well, with the campaign out of the way, I'll be able to get Charlotte Greer.
Actually, Frank, we were hoping that the new candidate would have the benefit of your advice and support.
Sure. Who is it?
Well, we haven't made an offer yet. But this seems as good a time as any. What about it, Jill? Will you accept the nomination?
For Frank and Jill,
Because she's dangerous. Maeve says evil, and I agree.
Oh, come on. She's not possessed. She has no supernatural powers.
a fiery love is torn apart by another woman. And Pat and Faith find themselves stranded by a storm.
There we go.
Oh, it doesn't look like it's going to let up anytime soon.
Will their love be rekindled? Ryan's Hope, Wednesday. Weekdays.
Well, now, look, the idea can't be that much of a shock.
Well, I think we're a little concerned with what Jill has to say.
All right, Jill. What do you say? How would you like to run for Congress?
I don't think it's a question of whether I like it.
Well, look, the party wants you. Now, we've had it on our mind ever since we decided that Frank may need a backup if he couldn't prove himself clear.
Well, come on, Bill. Give her a minute, huh?
Well, we've only
give her
got a
10
minute. I
minutes.
can't give it too much, man. We've got to have a candidate.
I think it's a great idea. I think it's the one positive note to come out of this whole rotten mess. Jill helped me prepare the position papers. They reflect her views as much as mine. We're in complete accord on all the issues, so there'd be no need to alter the campaign strategy. Nothing would be wasted. Besides all that, she can win.
Wait a second. Wait a second. I want to say something. I don't have any doubts that I might be able to win this. But that's not the problem.
My brother gets set up by somebody trying to take him out of politics. He gets dumped by his party. He's got half a dozen allies left in this whole world. Some of them are relatives, most of them, all of them. And I accuse him of quitting.
Well, indeed you did.
I was mad in hell. And I still am. What is going on?
Frank let you down.
No, I let him down. His party isn't going to support him. He had to quit. What else did I expect of him? Not to be in trouble in the first place. Frank is always supposed to fix it, to make it right. He has all the answers, so where were they tonight?
Oh, Dad, I know. I've been down this road.
Yeah, I guess you have.
It's hard to accept that Frank Ryan is a fallible human being.
Well, I guess I do accept that on certain levels.
Why?
Because I cannot get rid of the idea that there is some truth in what Charlotte Greer is saying. I don't like doubting him, and I hated questioning him, but I had to.
You had to question him for him to give you an answer so he could make the doubt go away. And it's perfectly natural to feel that doubt. If there was no truth in what that woman was saying, then our wonderful Frank Ryan would make her go away. Poor Frank. I mean, we have made him our superhero since we were little, and none of us can let go of
Well, the
that.
thing is, he could fix everything then. Now, what happened?
Not always.
Yeah, he could.
Remember the summer you sent away for the Cones?
I ordered them out of a comic book.
And we put the order in both our names so you and I could enter the world of commerce. And we robbed our piggy banks to get the deposit for a double order.
And then the combs started coming.
Red ones, green ones, pink ones, blue ones. Boxes and boxes. The more you order, the bigger the profit.
And we couldn't give them away.
And our parents wouldn't even help us out. You got yourselves into it, you get yourselves
Did we
out.
ever think of sending them back?
And quit? Are you kidding? I mean, that company was expecting us to sell every single one of those combs. And by George, we were going to do it.
The look on Ma's face every time a box full of combs arrived.
And we were terrified. I mean, face it. And we thought if we didn't sell every single one of those combs, our lives would be
Total
ruined.
humiliation.
But then we came up with the brilliant idea that Frank would have the answer. So we went to him and we said that we'd make him our president, and he didn't have to make any investment in the company. I mean, that was an offer he couldn't refuse.
Yeah, but he did. Wouldn't have anything to do with it.
And we couldn't believe he let us down like that. And then your mother came up with the saving solution, bless her heart, that we sell them for the Children's Aid Society.
Well, turn over all our profits.
Well, she was right. I mean, no one was going to buy those stupid combs unless it was for a good cause.
And then we figured that we could hype our sales even more if we looked a little needy.
We? Oh, no, Patrick. That was your idea.
You were the one that found all the old clothes.
You made me go to your very own mother and go through her rag bag. And I came up with those horrible threadbare things, and we actually put them on. And I remember standing on the corner like street urchins selling those stupid combs. God, you were horrified. We sold the combs, though.
Yeah, without making a penny.
And then 6 months later, you had the audacity to want to go back in the business of those fluorescent key rings.
Yeah. Yeah, and as I recall, you got very hysterical at the suggestion.
Well, there was no way I was going to get back into that whole thing. Oh. We've been through some incredible adventures, haven't we?
We sure have. And more to come. I think I've shared more with you. I mean, you know me better. Good and bad. Anybody else in my life.
I feel the same about you. So why aren't you sharing the French fries?
Sorry.
Your appetite's back.
I'm feeling a little better.
You want to go back?
No, not yet. Let's drive somewhere, huh?
Okay.
Hold this. Where to?
A walk on the beach.
Hey, I like that.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I think for Joe and Bill and the rest of the party, winning's the only thing.
It's what it's all about.
Right.
Not for me.
I hope you're not worried about being able to do the job.
Oh, no. No, I said that I thought that I could handle the job. That's not the problem.
Then what is?
I would think that it's pretty obvious to everybody here. I have real strong reservations about taking over a candidacy that belongs to Frank.
It doesn't belong to me. As of an hour ago, the campaign is no longer mine.
An hour is not a lot of time to get used to the idea.
Maybe we'd better talk about this privately.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Couple of minutes. Huh?
Yeah, sure, Frank. Take time. So, Joe, Bill, how about a drink, huh?
No, thanks, Johnny. I think we better wait until we find out whether or not we
I've
get
never
something
been more
to
proud
celebrate.
in my life.
I'll tell you one thing, Bill. It's a damn good idea.
Yeah, but do you think Frank feels that way?
I bet my life on it he does.
I can't.
Why not?
You really don't know.
No.
I just don't think that we are ready for this.
It seems to me it guarantees the least change in our plans. The only difference will be that you'll be out there on stage and I'll be in the wings instead of the other way around.
Only?
Yeah, we'll still go to Washington. Still have the house with the backyard for General. One of the partners will still maintain the New York office.
Wait a second. Are you trying to tell me that this is not a major change in our relationship?
No, it isn't. The partnership will remain the same. And I assume that you will rely on my input just as much as I have on yours.
Of course I would.
I just hope that I would be as brilliant and as invaluable to you as you've always been to me. And if you think that it wouldn't be your campaign, that I'd still try to run it, well, forget it, because I wouldn't do that. No. You'd be the one out there campaigning. You'd be the one to get elected, and you'd be the one to sit in the House of Representatives. I couldn't go along and hold your hand. Of course, I would tell you how to vote every morning at breakfast.
Sure. I bet that you would. Frank, what you're describing is Frank Ryan in the background. And you can tell me as much as you want that it doesn't bother you. But I know ultimately that it will. You're going to wind up hating it. And I don't want to be around you when you're hating it. And since I choose to be around you...
Hey, what's going on? It sounds to me like you're deferring to what you think of as my fragile male ego. And that offends me almost as much as it surprises.
Oh, no, I'm not deferring. I am preferring to avoid trouble between you and me. And how do you know I won't dislike this role reversal just as much as you? Loving you, being with you is more important to me than anything else right now. We've just found each other. Let's not jeopardize that.
I won't jeopardize that. I promise you that. I want this for me as much as I want it for you. Sure, I'll still tell you what to do, just like you always try to tell me what to do, but the truth is that we agree on all the issues. Politics is the one area where we always have agreed.
I still say we should sleep on it.
Jill, do it. You have my blessing and my pledge to support you in every way I can.
I don't know. I just don't know. Something just doesn't feel right.
Charlotte Greer?
No. No, I don't think so. However, I keep thinking that she'll think that I'm a front for you. Claim that that money is supporting a home wrecker.
Well, maybe she will. But you see, it'll be too late by then. Because you'll already have the nomination. And then we'll have the whole campaign to take care of her. In fact, supposing Charlotte Greer is going to be my first order of business, whether or not you decide or not.
No. No, you can't go after her on your own.
What do you mean?
Because you have to call in authorities, not hear somebody. You should stay as far away from her as you possibly can.
Why?
Because she's dangerous. Maeve says she's evil, and I agree.
Oh, come on. She's not possessed. She has no supernatural powers.
I wasn't saying that. I just...
Jill, there's a perfectly rational explanation for her behavior. And I intend to find out what it is. But that's not the issue at the moment, is it? Everybody in there is waiting for your decision. What are you going to tell them?
Boy,
Like the sound of that.
really looks like Brentford, huh?
Let me talk to Charlie Ferris if he's still there.
Molly, what do you really think of the situation, huh?
I think Jill can win it, Johnny.
Maybe. With you and Frank behind her. It's a short term, not too long for her to keep the seat warm for Frank, huh?
That's not what she'd be doing, Doc.
No, I
Certainly not.
haven't
If
yet.
Jillian
I
runs for
will.
that office and wins it, it's for herself. She wants the job. I'm sure not holding the seat for France, is it? That's the way it should be.
Well, I'm not sure I like that. I was thinking of this as a temporary situation. It begins to get complicated.
Well, it certainly could.
I don't know. Maybe, after all, Frank should be thinking about getting back into the Senate, not the House. That's what he should be aiming for once the situation's
I think
over.
let's handle one election at a time, okay?
Well, there's no rule anyway that a husband and wife can't both serve in the legislature.
No,
is there, Bobby?
no, not that I know of.
Well, all right.
All right, look, I was just talking to Charlie Ferris.
Well, he didn't change his mind.
No. We were solidly behind Jill all down the line.
With one slight caution.
Now, look, Charlie thinks that Frank has got to keep a low profile.
Yeah. At least until he can prove this Greer woman is working for the other party. But then Frank's association with Jill can't hurt her. It'll help her.
Oh, these Minucci people are behind this smear, and we're in the catbird seat.
Yeah, which is exactly why I don't think they are. That'd be much too risky.
Who do you think's behind it, Bob?
Well, Joe, if I knew the answer to that, I wouldn't be here talking with you, would you?
Well, here they are.
Well, I hope you made the right decision.
Sorry we took so long.
I have decided to accept your offer.
All right, here we go. You'll be a much prettier candidate than myself.
Bill, don't you think you should tell both Jillian and Francis what Charlie Ferris said on the phone? It might affect their decision.
Well, I think Frank knows that himself.
What's that?
Now, Charlie Ferris think you ought to stay out of the spotlight till this whole thing blows over, Frank.
Or until we can turn the Greer situation around to the party's advantage.
I agree, absolutely. In fact, that's just what we had in mind, isn't it? Jill's going to spend the next 4 weeks getting herself elected, while I devote my time to getting Charlotte Greer.
Oh, be careful.
Oh, that was cutting it close. I'm glad we picked your beach to walk on.
Is there any other?
Where did that wave come from?
Oh.
Are you soaking?
It's just my pants and my feet.
Oh, you happen to have any old jeans around here anywhere?
You know, Roger may have some upstairs. I can check.
Hey, the fire's already laid.
Yeah, rule. You had to lay the fire before you left, so it's ready for the next time.
You think we can break that rule tonight? It sure would be nice to light that, but I don't know if we can replace it before we go.
What the heck? You know where the match is?
Yeah. We're gonna be dry in no time. No, I don't think I'm gonna need Roger's pants after all.
Are you hungry?
Is there food?
Well, I can open a can. Yeah, there's roast beef hash and beef stew, chili, tuna fish.
Chili?
Yeah, you want some?
Hey, later maybe. Why don't we sit and enjoy the fire?
What's in here? Corn chips. They're probably stale, though.
I'll bring them anyway.
Okay. I've missed this place. I should come out here more often.
Boy, we sure did have some great times here when we were kids.
We did, didn't we?
Yeah.
I wonder how Dad always talked Mother into letting us have all the Ryans all the time.
It couldn't have been much fun for her.
I just took it for granted that you'd all come. I mean, you couldn't have one Ryan without the other. Ooh. Oh, dear. Oh. Boy, it ain't kidding out there.
Better bolt that.
Close to gale 4.
Yeah.
That's just the ocean. Oh, Pat, look at the white cat.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Good thing we had chili. We may be here for a while.
Fine with me.
There were a lot of memories out there, weren't there? Some painful, some so happy. You know what used to terrify me when we were young and we'd all be out here? Charades.
Charades? What?
I hated charades. Because you Ryans were so good at it, and Roger and Jill were pros, too. And I hated being paralyzed, standing there with that stupid little piece of paper with all your eager eyes on me, waiting for me to do something great, and I knew I couldn't, and I just wanted to go upstairs and be in bed. I think I'd break out in hives to this day if someone asked me to play charades.
Want to play charades?
No.
Look, no hides.
Why don't we sit by the fire and get dry?
Okay. Quilt.
I was so shy then, wasn't I?
So beautiful.
Oh, I wasn't hot.
Well, you didn't think so?
No.
That summer that you were 16, you were suddenly gorgeous. Tan, long legs, silvery blonde braid all the way down to your waist, and no idea in the world just how beautiful you were.
It was such a painful summer for me.
Why?
I don't know, I guess it was because I was so shy and awkward. I was so impressed with you and Frank. Do you remember the night that we had the treasure hunt?
We probably had more than one.
No, but the night that we all drew our partners' names out of hats. Patrick, I was so worried about that. Because I knew whoever picked me was not going to have any fun. So I was really praying that Roger picked my name, because he was my brother, and due to his brotherly obligation, he had to put up with me. But I drew Frank. And I was terrified because I was going to be alone with him all night. And I knew I'd be tongue-tied. Bedelia came to the rescue. Remember, you drove her out that weekend, and Bob, too?
The more the merrier, right?
Well, I don't think you were allowed to go anywhere without her in those days.
Probably not.
No. But Jimmy came up with the suggestion that
Delia and I switched because she drew Bob's name.
You let her get away with that?
Oh, I jumped at the chance. Because I thought it was much better if Frank knew nothing about me, rather than know what a total bore I was, if he didn't already.
Faith, this story is getting more and more tragic.
Now, there's a happy ending. When we were all leaving the house to go out on the hunt, Frank took my hand and he said, "Next time." And I was in heaven. I mean, the God himself smiled upon me.
Why didn't you have a crush on me?
Because you were already taken. And I wasn't on you. You knew that. I was so impressed by the fact that you were my age. And you were so secure and you were funny. And you just had such an ease with people. I guess that made me feel even more like it.
Gee, I'm glad you worked through that one.
So am I. But you're largely responsible, as you may recall.
What?
Whoops.
Oh.
Candle time. Don't worry. It happens all the time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. What'd you do with the matches? Oh, here they are. Oops. There we go.
Oh, it doesn't look like it's going to let up anytime soon.
Tonight, ABC News brings you live coverage of President Reagan's address to a joint session of Congress. After Ingrid and Terry battle to save a battered wife from her husband on Ryan's 4. Then see Burt Reynolds, Dolly Parton, Dom DeLuise, James Cagney, and 5 American presidents when John Ritter hosts Life's Most Embarrassing Moments. Will Erica be discovered at Kent's memorial service? Watch All My Children, following FYI with Al Linden, next on ABC.
I thought about him right before you asked me that question. I was listening to the storm and imagining the ocean in the darkness and the terrifying surf and how close it is to us.
You afraid?
No. The house is safe. And I was imagining the gulls. You know, Mitch told me once that gulls ride out a storm on the surface of the sea. I was hoping they weren't doing that tonight. He would have laughed at me.
Why?
Oh, if he had wings and feathers, he'd be out there, beaten by the rain, riding thousands of tons of heaving water, passing a six-pack.
Hey, if you had wings and feathers, what kind of a bird would you be?
A sandpiper.
Yeah?
Skipping along an inch in front of the waves. You know, safe, conservative.
Fast on your feet.
You bet. Oh, Mitch and I were an odd couple. The more outrageous the gulls became, the closer the sandpiper clung to the shore. You know, I just realized I loved Mitch, and I learned a lot from him, and we had wonderful times. It was a spectacular fight. But Mitch never made me want to fly.
Why was that?
Maybe I never felt safe.
Interesting. Because, you surprised me when you said a sandpiper. I expected a faith bird with long, tapering wings up there riding the thermals.
Well, that's because you and I have always flown together. I know who you are.
Yeah, that's good, because sometimes I'm not so sure.
Yeah, but I don't know your name. You're a seabird who dives and flies underwater and then breaks the surface full flight with a marvelous shower of spray.
Grandstanding again.
Now you're fishing. You're just trying to rustle up a little breakfast with style.
Are you with me?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a beautiful morning. It's like the calm after the storm, and we fly for miles. We play.
What do we play?
Pass the feather.
We what?
Mitch told me, and he swore it was true. Once he watched a flock of swallows, and they were passing a feather like it were a baton, as if it were a baton. And they would drop it, and then they'd swoop down and pick it up, but they never let it touch the ground.
Boy, that makes me want to go for the binoculars and the birdwatcher's manual.
Well, Mitch left binoculars and a bunch of his bird books at the house. I kept them, because I don't think his family knew or cared. So if you ever want to borrow them, you can.
Thanks. I didn't know Mitch very well.
Neither did I.
And I want to know the people that you love. I want you to know Amanda.
We have a frame of reference, so we know what each one of us is talking about.
More than that, so we can share what's really important to each other. You'll love other people differently and more deeply than you love me. You'll have other commitments and responsibilities. I love Amanda. I want her in my life. And I'm beginning to think in terms of a commitment to her, if that's what she wants and needs. At the same time, I love you in a way that I love no one else.
It's always there, isn't it? And it always will be.
Amanda? Oh, baby, what's wrong?
It's Pat.
Furious. His brother, again, his family. All I could think about was what about me.
Well, and why not?
Oh,
Why not?
but I shouldn't have said anything. And I shouldn't have walked out. Oh, Lee, but I was so upset. I was so angry. I couldn't stay. And boy, am I afraid that that's crazy. I don't want to be crazy. I can't stand it. I hate it. It makes me feel so scared. I feel so alone. I feel so
Amanda,
alone.
stop it. Please, please don't. You're not crazy, and you're not alone. And you don't have to be afraid. Not anymore, not ever again.
I know what I need.
Yeah, how about some time alone with Pat, when and as promised?
Oh, that too. I need to see Dr. Pagano again. And just for a little while until I'm, steadier.
Good for you. Good for you. Oh, you're so brave.
Me?
Yes, I'm full of admiration for you.
Oh, I don't really quite believe it, but thanks anyway.
True, dearie. Come here. Tell me something. How many times have you been really in love?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm so embarrassed.
Why?
I just remembered all the crushes you know about.
Uh-huh.
And also about the ones after you left. But I wrote you about them.
John Grosvenor. Oh, Bill Tate.
Don't, please. I've never been in love before.
Of course not. So you think you're being unbalanced when you're only being completely hyper-emotional, totally unbalanced and perfectly normal like all the rest of us? I think maybe this is a good night to be safe at home in your own little bed anyway.
Oh, not necessarily alone.
Can't argue with that.
I just want to talk to Pat, that's all.
Call him.
It's 1 o'clock.
All right, he'll be awake. The family's in an uproar about that Greer woman.
You really think it's all right?
I do. Call him. Tell him you love him. And then get a good night's rest. That's what I intend to do.
Oh, thank you. And good night.
Okay. I love you, Amanda.
Oh, I love you too.
I hate thunder.
It's only noisy.
Well, then it's the lightning that goes along with the noise. Is it over yet, Maeve?
Yes. The hurricane is yet to come.
What'd you say?
I said, yes, it stopped. You can come out now, Delia.
Okay. Maeve, tell me the part about Jill.
Well, the meeting was over as soon as Charlotte Greer walked into the room as far as Francis was concerned. There's no way in this world that he can prove that she's a liar and a fraud in the time so they can reassure the party. So, Sofsky and Monahan asked Jillian if she would accept the nomination.
And she accepted it?
Yes, she did, as well she should have.
I can't believe that.
Why not?
Well, Frank's gonna hate it.
Francis is the one that talked her into it, dear.
He's gonna be sorry.
Now, that's enough.
Okay, Maeve. Just forget I said that. I know that something is wrong, though. Because Charlotte is making bad things happen. And no matter what Frank does, he can't seem to get out of her way. Maeve, look. I want to believe that he doesn't know her, and I know you want me to believe that, too. But there's got to be some kind of connection here. I mean, why would she be doing the things that she's doing?
It seems so.
I'm frightened, Maeve.
As well, we all should be. Davy, please, would you do me a favor and go to your room and say a decade on the rosary and pull yourself together, dear? Will you please?
I tell you, it's quite a deluge out there, huh?
Yes, well, fortunately, we had the roof fixed.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we talk about that? Why don't we talk about leaks in the roof and little John helping out on Saturday?
Dee, what's the matter with you, huh?
Oh, she's frightened. Charlotte and the storm.
I'm going to get in bed with little John. I think he needs the reassurance. I really do.
That's a great idea, Dee. We'll see you in the morning, sweetheart.
I'm sorry about Frank. I really am.
Thanks, Dee. Good night.
All right.
Well, little John's not afraid of the thunder. He'll take care of Dee.
But don't...
I was afraid she'd crawl into bed with us. Hey. Hello.
Hello, Johnny. It's Amanda. I'm sorry to be calling so late.
Oh, that's all right, Amanda. We're still awake.
Oh, I'm sure you are. It was awful business, this thing that happened tonight. I hope it clears up soon.
Thank you.
May I talk to Pat for a minute?
Well, could, but he's not here. At least I don't think he came back. Pat in? Maeve says no.
Oh, do you know where he is?
No, I don't. Where is he?
I haven't seen him since he left.
Sorry, Amanda, but Maeve says she hasn't heard from him either.
Do you think you could do me a big favor?
Could you just leave a note on his pillow telling him to call me when he gets in? It doesn't matter what time it is. I don't think I'll be getting any sleep tonight anyway.
Well, yeah. Are you all right?
Oh, I'm fine. A little keyed up, that's all. And I forgot to give him another message earlier.
Oh, I'll leave him the note.
Okay. Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Peculiar.
It's a peculiar night, to say the least.
Yeah. That woman is really something, isn't she? Ms. Charlotte Greer, liar.
John, do you think that Francis can handle it?
What?
The fact that Gillian will have the job, or try to get the job that he's wanted for himself?
You just have to trust him, maybe. Trust Gillian. I'll be right back.
I don't think I can sleep.
No, I don't feel much like it either. But tomorrow's going to be heavy.
How you doing?
I'm mad as hell.
I bet you are.
I'm proud of you. I'm grateful to have you. And you are going to take this thing in a landslide.
And if I do, is that all right with you? All right for you, all right for us.
I don't know what's going on. What do you want me to say?
Try yes or no.
I have said yes. I've said yes in every way I know how for the past 5 hours, but you're just not listening to me.
I want you to be sure.
I'm sure.
Tell me why.
I want you to take over my campaign and run for the congressional seat which I had begun to think of as my own, not because it's good for the party, and not because it's good for Riverside, and not even because it's good for you. I want you to do it because it's good for me.
Why is it good for you?
It is good for me because my territory remains safe. My people remain loyal. And I retain at least some influence and impact in this campaign. And I certainly have an inside track on the representative from this district for the next 15 months. Is that good enough for you?
I like it.
Good. Then do me a favor. Let's drop it for tonight.
It's done. Set the alarm?
Yep, 7 o'clock. I want to get to the office early, prepare our statements, and then I want to call a press conference for tomorrow afternoon.
Sounds good.
And then, I've got an idea about Charlotte Greer, but I have to talk to Bobby about it.
Frank, leave it alone. Turn it over to the authorities, to the police.
No. No, I want to take care of this one myself.
I understand that. But I wish that you wouldn't. Please. I think she's dangerous.
I will take this to the feds if I have to. But I'm going to try it my way first.
What's that?
The bird book.
Oh.
I still can't remember your name.
Our name.
Right. You know, it's strange. I think about Mitch all the time, and I miss him. But it's so much easier. I don't feel alone. Is that because of you?
No.
Oh. Well, I thought maybe because you said you still love me and I haven't lost my friend.
No.
Why not?
Come on, you can be surrounded by people who love you and still feel alone.
True.
But I'm in touch again. Never mind with whom.
Maybe with yourself.
Maybe so. Ah, here it is. Now, you're pretty smart for an ordinary diving petrel.
Oh, handsome, too. Check out that wingspan.
Ooh, nice.
What's that?
Somebody's bookmark. Did it tickle?
Okay. Pass the feather.
No.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
no, it was mine. Don't. I know, because it tickles. It tickles. Don't. It tickles.
That's the idea.
I know, but it does. I'm allergic to them.
All My Children.
I've never stopped loving you. I'm sorry for all the bad things.
An intimate moment could turn to love.
I want you.
And on General Hospital, Celia torn between her fiancé.
One day you can't live without me. The next you act as if I'm a stranger. Do you want to marry me or not?
And her passion for the man she desires. All My Children, General Hospital. Weekdays.
Lady? Did you mean that before when you said about Frank's having trouble with Jill getting the nomination?
John, I'm sorry.
No, well, did you mean it? I don't know why, but I never thought of it. It never occurred to me. I can't explain that because I had trouble with it myself. I mean, for a while. Oh, that's all right. There's nothing we can do about it tonight, is there? The trick of it. I do. Oh, my. Hello?
Johnny, it's Amanda again. I'm sorry to call you. Did you leave Pat the note?
Yes, Amanda, I left the note.
I'm sorry. I just haven't heard from him. I just wanted to make sure.
Look. Amanda, he's probably somewhere out there. Stuck in the storm. Don't worry about it. He'll call you first thing in the morning. Now, good night.
But I... Oh, Pat.
On Ryan's home, stranded by a storm, Faith and Pat discover their true feelings for each other. Ryan's home. Weekdays. Weekdays.
It's 6 a.m.
Good morning. No, actually, it's closer to 7. Why aren't you asleep?
I was. I will be again in about 5 minutes. What's going on?
Nothing. I'm just waiting until 7 so I can go over to Ryan's.
Why?
To find Pat. He still wasn't home at 2 o'clock last night. And he hasn't called. Even though I asked Johnny to leave a message, he hasn't called.
Wait a minute. How do you know he wasn't home at 2 a.m.?
His father told me.
You called Ryan's at that hour?
Yes.
Amanda...
Lee, I didn't know where he was. I had to call. Anyway, you're the one who said I should.
Well, yeah. After the late news, not in the middle of the night.
But the weather got worse last night. I don't know, maybe you slept through it, but it was terrible. There was thunder, there was lightning, the rain was pouring down. And I didn't know where he was.
Well, honey, he's a grown man. I'm sure he took care of himself just fine. 7 o'clock's very early to go visiting. Why don't
Lee,
you
you don't
go
understand. I'm not visiting. No, I have to find him. I don't know where he is.
Thunder stopped.
The sun's even out. It's morning.
So it is.
Hey, I said I'd help you with that.
It takes 2 minutes. Besides, the exercise is good for me.
Ooh, thank you.
And you're good for me.
And I was thinking about us. We really give something special to each other. I have a speech to make.
Okay.
I'm glad we made love last night, and I'm glad we stayed here. Because it wasn't planned, and obviously it's not going to happen again. But it was beautiful. And it was important, Patrick. And I truly wish you and Amanda the best. And that's my speech.
Thank you. I love you, Faith.
I love you, Patrick.
It's complicated with Amanda. There's so much that's wonderful.
Well, she's really a lovely person. And she makes you forget all the misery that she's gone through. I hope it works out.
As Ma would say, if it's meant to, it will.
Right. The point is, he doesn't stay out all night. First, because he's still getting over his accident. He just doesn't do things like that. Unless he's with me. And, oh, Lee, I think that means...
That means you're terrified.
No, I'm not. I'm fine. I'm well.
Yes, you're well. But you're also madly in love with this man. And right now you've got yourself convinced that he's either dead by the roadside or in bed with another woman. And that puts you between a rock and a hard place. And that's very scary. And it hurts a whole lot, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Amanda, you have some wonderful dreams. But they won't come true by force. They really won't.
I'm not forcing.
Okay.
Okay, how am I forcing?
2 a.m. calls to his parents.
Oh. I kept looking at my watch, Lee. And then I would say to myself, he loves me. But then I would look at my watch. Oh, gosh, I don't even remember dialing.
I know.
He does. He tells me that he loves me. That's what he says. But, oh, Lee, how can he still love me when I pull things like what I did last night? He'll think I'm a spoiled brat, or I'm crazy, or possibly even both. And all he did was care for his brother, that's all, and I ran out on him.
He also canceled your trip to the country for the second time. Now, it was not spoiled or crazy of you to be upset about that. And I guarantee you, he has not stopped loving you.
Oh, you can't be sure about that. He hasn't called. And Lee, he wasn't home last night. Oh, what if he spent the night with Faith?
Okay, honey, what if he did?
I'll hate him. And I'll never forgive either one of them. And I'm going to tell him that, too.
Oh, that's fine. You want to drive him away for good. Well, fine, that'll do it for sure.
I don't. I love him. Oh. I am forcing. I'm pushing him. I can see myself doing it, and I can't stop. I can't. Oh. Maybe it is a mistake to go to the Ryans this morning. But I have to find him. I have to know where he is. I have to see him.
You'll see him. You'll see him today. You'll see him tomorrow. You'll see him every day of your life if you want to.
Oh, God, of course I do. Okay. Oh, how am I going to do that?
You're going to listen to me, and I will tell you how to handle this.
Up to her, Ryan. You told Lisa you'd wait downstairs. I don't want her mother waiting. What are you doing? You know what's in there. Tuna fish.
I know.
So what are you looking for?
A surprise?
I'm sorry. Not today.
Okay. Can we have another picnic?
Oh, you sure have your mother's picnic, Jean.
What?
Your mom was a nut about picnics. Yes, we can have another picnic, but not today. Today, you go to school, okay? Now, here. Let's not forget your books, huh? There you go. That a girl.
I mean another picnic on the floor, with legs.
We'll see. Now, scoot. Finale.
Morning, you old TV journalist, you.
See my stuff?
Yeah, twice. They reran it this morning. Boy, it's impossible to watch Frank's outrage and believe that he's lying.
Yeah, well, I hope the politicians react like that. Haven't checked in with Frank yet this morning. What are you doing up so early?
I was playing a wise sister for Amanda. Left me totally exhausted. You working now?
Yeah.
Well, gonna break for lunch? Because I left a few odds and ends down there. I'd love to come and get them. My favorite hairbrush, for one thing. So I could come by with a small picnic around...
Lee, it depends on how much I get done this morning, which may not be a whole lot. And then if I'm working well, I'll probably skip lunch.
I could come and feed you. Very quietly. On tiptoe.
I don't think so. I'll give you a call, maybe.
You're so disciplined, it's disgusting. Okay, right well. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I checked this over, but I want you to look at it again, and you'll have to put those revised schedules onto Dr. College's office desk, okay?
What is she to
doesn't get here by now.
Oh, well, Dr. C can cover for her till then.
Okay.
I need Dr. Ryan's okay on these drug orders.
Oh, fine. I'll tell him when he gets in.
Great.
Hi. I'm sorry I'm late. I was driving in from the island and I got stuck in No problem, no problem. I rescheduled all your patients and Rosa has all that in your office here. You're wonderful. Thank you.
Hi. Sorry I'm late. Morning, Leroy. Hi, Doc.
Oh, Patrick, it was a miserable thing that I did to you yesterday, walking out on that meeting. I apologize.
Don't. We were both upset.
You had more good reasons to be upset. I really didn't know how I felt, actually, until this morning. I realize now that I was just very frightened. That awful woman lying about Frank like that frightened me, and your reaction frightened me. Gosh. All I wanted to do was run away to the country with you where it'd be safe and no one would hurt us. And I'm sorry.
Well, no more of that. The fact is, while you were doing what you were doing, I was doing what I was doing, if you follow me.
Takes two, you mean? How's Frank this morning?
I don't know. I haven't been home. I wound up having a fight with him last night, and I went for a drive with Faith to cool off. We got to her beach house just as that huge storm broke, so we decided not to head back in that.
Yes, the storm hit our city, too. Gosh, I got so scared that I called you, and I told Johnny to leave a message on your bed. And later on, I heard about the terrible crash on the West Side Highway, and I actually thought that you had gotten hurt in it. And, oh, goodness. I was so appalled at myself because I called at 2 o'clock in the morning. And this morning, I made an appointment with Dr. Pagano.
Really? That's good, Amanda.
Yes, we're starting therapy 3 times a week. I don't want to be hysterical anymore. I hate it. And so does everybody else.
It took a lot of courage. I'm sorry you had to go through that alone. Last night was out of hand for all of us.
Right. Pat? I just need your signatures on those orders in that manila folder.
Okay. Hey, thanks for minding the store.
Sure.
Should have home room. Barely enough room for my own stuff. Who lives here anyway? I do. Damn right. Make sure we don't forget.
You're gonna trip
somebody. Well, I break my leg, I'll thank Miss Kirkland.
Now, show her.
Show her the way out.
You want her out?
Mary, I need to do my work in my own home with things the way I want them. My thing. Okay. Okay, forget it. That's it. Look, she's terrific. I like her a lot, but I need what I need, and I gotta have my space or I can't function.
And that's the way you are.
That's the way I am, yeah.
Correction. That's the way you were.
Yeah. Order things, structure things. Privacy, for God's sake. Any room around my own home because of Lee Kirkland. Can't breathe around her.
Oh, where have I heard that one before?
It was entirely, completely, fundamentally different with you. Look, how can she care so much about this book and then just leave it behind? This great, great book. And she dumps it like so much garbage.
She left it for you.
With 50 pages to go herself?
Then she forgot it, and the raincoat was drying.
Yeah, well, let her dry it where she lives.
And you are scared to death.
And the brush? Pretty soon, have her makeup on the sink. And her stockings on the back of the chairs. And her shoes everywhere. Talk about falling flat on my face.
Scared to death you'll fall flat on your face. This woman's getting through to you, Jack. Past the armor, past the hide, way in there under your skin.
Not true.
It is true. And all the old stuff's coming up. Everything you used on me. But the fact is, you do know how to share your space. You're wonderful at it. You learned how with me and even more after Ryan.
Will you shut up?
On All My Children.
I've never stopped loving you. I'm sorry for all the bad things.
An intimate moment could turn to love.
I want you.
And on General Hospital, Celia torn between her fiancé.
One day you can't live without me. The next you act as if I'm a stranger. Do you want to marry me or not?
And her passion for the man she desires. All My Children, General Hospital. Weekdays.
This is lousy.
The first time I moved in here, you could not empty one drawer for my things. You were physically unable to make room for somebody else. Remember that?
First, she gets involved up to her ears with that book, and then she totally abandons it. Right there.
Listen to me.
No.
And the next time I moved in, I had the audacity to bring Grandfather Ryan's dresser from the basement under the bar, full of cobwebs, big as a house. And, dear, you pitched a bloody fit. But you were better than you've been about this dresser. And you kept getting better. When Ryan came along, once you got used to her, you just made a deal. Broke through the wall to the next apartment and got her a bedroom. So the fact is, Finale, you're a pro when it comes to sharing your own space. And what's going on with you and the brush and the book and the blah-blah has nothing to do with privacy. It has to do with fear.
One would think that at least in my own head, I could change you into something other than the world's most insufferable know-it-all.
And one would also think that you'd be able to face yourself. I mean, have a little bit of guts. 2 minutes worth, anyway. Could you not run away for 2 minutes?
Okay? What scares me?
What's always scared you?
Not women.
Good shepherd.
A damn good reason to be scared of Good Shepherd. Look, I had parents in a house one day, and picture my mother. A whole bunch of nuns and orphans the next. I was dumped in with 140 lost kids like so much garbage. Sure, I was scared. Being trampled, if nothing else.
Dumped. Like we dumped a book. Like I dumped you by dying.
Oh, stop it.
You never let a single solitary soul close to you till you met me.